All right. So what we want to quickly do now to is to create a conversion-based start over. What we want to do now is to create a conversion-based campaign, right? Campaign that uses the pixel we installed uh, from the previous class. Remember, we created the Facebook pixel, and then I opened the code editor, pasted the pixel there, and we were able to start getting traffic, some good traffic from there. If you remember how I did that, I clicked this menu here, got to Event Manager. Event Manager. Then inside Events Manager, the Facebook pixel is here. Before there was nothing here, it was just like this, and then we clicked Get Started, and we were able to set these up. So if we click details here, we can see more details. We were able to set these three, actually two, because we set the contact and the complete registration. The page view is default. So we were able to say that you can click details to go see more details about this very uh, pixel tracking. Yeah, so you can see what has happened so far. Since that time we had the class, nobody has opened the site, so that's why it's here. It has not gotten any data since then, but it's still active. You can see the last event it received was 22 hours ago, so it's still very active. So this is what we want to use now to create conversions. So from here, in case maybe you added some things and you think maybe there's some more things you need to track. Maybe the first time you were able to maybe set one just to use and test to see what it looks like, and you want to do more. You want to track more things. Then there is setup here. So you can click setup here. See, install pixel is if you've not installed it already, but we already installed it and we have it running. So you want to click this setup new events. If I click setup new events, remember it takes us to this page again that we would use this Facebook tool, enter the website URL, and then open website. It will take to that website. Then we can go set it up there. What I believe we already did that, so you can just check that out. Then you can also create custom conversions here. Uh, so let me explain this briefly. If you see this is the pixel we installed. Forget about the name and the description now. This is the pixel we installed, the Facebook pixel. And then this is the conversion events. So the events we are tracking. And if you see from the ones we created yesterday, so we created a contact here, we created complete registration here. So that means if you don't want to use the setup there, remember we click setup, there's setup new event. If you don't want to use the setup there to set this up, you can also click this create custom conversions to set it up. But mostly this has to do with, okay, so we can see this add payment info here, add to cart, just the same thing we saw when we used the other the other Facebook event setup tool to configure. So it's still the same thing, all of them here. And then there's a rules here. Remember when we opened, there was when we configured the URL traffic, we were able to set the URL, and then we say when somebody lands on this URL, then it means, by URL I mean something like this, like business.facebook.com, like dmlen.mogedi.com, maybe /contact or something else. So we were able to set that up. So that means we can say we can set URL here and say maybe the URL contains this, and then we can say, let's say dmlen.mogedi.com slash let's say slash contacts slash thank you. This is assuming I have a page on that website that when somebody lands on the contact page and they fill the contact page and then they click submit, and the site redirects them to this URL. It means if I'm tracking this now, right? If I track these, sorry, I need to double click. So it means if I track this now, if I impute the URL now, and I name the conversion, whatever conversion I'm setting here, so it has added it just the same way we use the events to, the event to add it. But the interesting part here also is that we can also set a conversion value here. So that's like if somebody lands on this page, um, how much do you think that that conversion amounts to, right? So assuming whenever somebody lands on my contact page and they fill the contact form, let's say on average, on average, if I discuss with the person, maybe I can get to build a website of let's say 20,000 naira, for example. Maybe there are other people that can do 10,000 naira, others that can do 5,000, others that can do like 70,000, but you want to go with the average so you can calculate it well. So I can click here, enter conversion value, and then I can put maybe 20,000 here. And this is numeric, so monetary value for this conversion. Right, I just clicked outside here now. So this means I've now tracked everything on that side, meaning if a user lands on this website, on this very URL, with using all these events here, and then the the conversion value of that, of the conversion value of that very traffic is 20,000, right? So that means if I have more and more, and it will now be easy if you are running a campaign for a client and they keep telling you that, most clients can just say, this campaign was not even successful, nothing came out, and of course you will not have access to go to their database to go and check if people registered or if people did not register. So you want to set up all these, and it also helps you to monitor what is happening. How many people landed on which website, on which URL, how many people ended up, converting, and what's the conversion value like, and all those stuff. So this is the place. How I got here, I clicked the Facebook Events Manager, selected the Facebook pixel, and then I came to create custom conversion. When you're done giving it a name, you can just create it. And anytime anything you create here, that's what the interesting thing is. Anything you create here, when you want to create a campaign, you will see those things you created that you can now use to you can use them as your campaign objectives. So if you are setting a campaign for conversion, then you now say, okay, I'm tracking conversion of people that land on this thank you page. So let's just go ahead with that. I'm not going to create these because we already created for contact and registration. So I'll just use those ones to show an example. So let's go to Ads Manager now. We are in campaigns. Create. All right. Again, choose your objective. So I will choose conversion because we want to track conversion now. Get people to to take valuable action on your website, apps, or in Messenger. So you can just give it a name. Let's leave it at default like this. Conversion. We already saw all these, so we'll leave it that. Now this is where I want to show you. This is the only new thing here. Aside this, everything else, the dynamics, the offer, if you're giving an offer, targeting your audience, placements, budget, everything remains the same. And then when you go to ads, you can set all your ads, whether you want a carousel ads or single image or video, anyhow you want it. This is just where I want to explain, and then we'll wrap it up for Facebook. So what's the destination? Is it a website or a mobile app, messenger, or WhatsApp? So this means you can send people from ads into WhatsApp conversation with your business. Then track conversion events such as website visits and app. You can just check all these to read and know what happens. So again, we are optimizing for conversion. So that means you can click here to edit in case maybe you want to optimize it to focus on landing page views or other ones, but let's leave it at conversion. Queue business ads pixel. Remember, this is a pixel, the Facebook pixel we created and installed yesterday, and this is a pixel ID. So it knows that this is installed. And again, Facebook cannot get data from the website if we don't give them the permissions to. So that's how that's why it's even prompting this here. That's why it's showing this here. So you know that it's fetching the data from the pixel you installed. So events here now, no conversion event selected. Select a conversion event to track. So if I click here, I just clicked, and then I can see the events I have I configured yesterday. So we have the contacts here, 2 events received. We have the complete registration here. If you remember, these are the 2 events we created. There are still so many other ones here that we've not created. Again, it's left for you. I just showed you some examples, so you can, when you are setting all these up on maybe on your own website or maybe e-commerce or something, you may want to do all this purchase, add to cart, add payment info, submit application, and all that. Maybe it's a donation, like a crowdfunding platform, or to allow people subscribe, or to add to wish list. So you can just set up whatever works for you. But for now, I'll just go ahead with complete registration. Of course, for now, it has not received much events. Facebook works best when it gathers so much data. So for now, it has not received much events, but hopefully if the ads run and it begins to fetch a lot of data, it will now know how to better optimize it to give you very good results. So I'll just select this now. All right. So with this, we are done. We've created this. Remember, this is an ad set. So and you can have as many ad sets as you want. So we've created these now. This campaign is going to track. It's going to track registration. Complete registration. So we will focus on getting people who will complete registration on our website. And then there's a cost control here, plenty grammar, but average cost per complete registration. Then they say Facebook will aim to spend your entire budget and get the most complete registration using the lowest cost bid strategy. If you want to set a cost control, enter an amount. Again, most times, you may just want to, because if you set an amount that is very low, you may get a very low response. So most times you may just want to, leave this open first, see how much you're spending, see what the results is like, and then you now know how best to set amount that works best for you. So for now, so you can either leave this, so you can either leave this, or you just add any amount here. So let's say maybe if I want to do like 20, that's like 20 naira. It means Facebook try to get me as many clicks as possible, but for each of the registrations, I want to pay 20 naira. It doesn't mean that if Facebook sends 5 million people to your website, that the 5 million people will end up registering or taking the desired action you want them to. Right? So you just play around with this, see what works best for you, and then you know how best to configure it. And then you can show the bid strategy. We already covered this yesterday. So I'll hide this, and then there are some more options here. Conversion window, 7 days after clicking or 1 day after viewing. And then there's something on how to set up all this audience placement, budget, and schedule, art, identity, format, and then art creative and tracking. So you're already done with this. This is just what I wanted to show you. So when you install your pixel, you can now run ads that kind of tries to get people to give you the desired results. The desired result, whatever you're expecting. So this is it about running ads that uses Facebook pixels. Later on, there's still one more thing I would like to show. I mean, this Facebook part is actually very broad, but later on when we get to this remarketing, I'll still show how to use I'll go back there again, but for now it's just focused on trying to get, trying to run ads using the Facebook platform. When we get to remarketing, I'll show how to use this Facebook to target people who have already visited your website, or maybe may have taken one action or the other, and then you want to maybe they didn't complete something, right? Maybe they opened the contact page and they ended up not filling the form, right? So they didn't fill the form, they didn't send anything. So maybe something happened. Why did they change their mind? You want to target them again and bring them back to the site. I'll show that when we get to conversion. But with this, we are done with the entire Facebook setup and running ads. Let's quickly get on Instagram. All right. So, and by the way, I'm using TeamViewer to set this up. So let's get on Instagram to see what happens. This is the Instagram page I created. DM Lane, that's the username. And then I click here to go to the profile. It's just a very basic page just to explain most of these concepts to you. So by default, when you create a new Instagram page, it's created as a personal account. So Instagram creates a personal account. So they're expecting that, if it's a business, then you would come to set things up yourself. So we go to edit profile here. You can see there's an option here to switch to a professional account. So let's click here. And then if you want to set your information settings, I believe you already know all these ones. So let's click here to set a professional account. All right, so which best describes you? Are you a creator that's best for public figures, or maybe content producers, artists, and influencers, or it's a business? Best for retailers, local businesses, brands, organizations, and service providers. So let's click business. All right, so welcome to Instagram Business Tools. This Dimavo Matthew is the business account to follow. So let's click continue here. Learn about followers. So there's the insights, they're kind of showing like highlights on, what you will get when you switch to a professional account. And then the next one, you can reach your customers. That's by creating promotions. And you get new contact options. So let's continue. So select a category. And by the way, why I'm using this, of course, Instagram doesn't really work on system. You can get an extension to work on your browser, but it will still not give the full. Uh, ah, so it will still not give the full details about all these options. So that's why, like mirroring my screen. So you can just select which category works best for you. They've suggested some here, so let's select education and click next. All right, so it just shows this, so you can review the information you've added already, and then you click next. Connect to Facebook. So Instagram is owned by Facebook. So they're trying to, and remember, you cannot, you know, Facebook also believes that every business must have a page. So before you set up a business account that you can use to advertise, you must already have a page on Facebook, because they will try to link it up. So let's choose the page now. It without this. So let me just switch to my own personal account and then try to use that to advertise. Okay. So let's go to promotions. And then let's assume or let me just create, and then select new DMLN profile picture. All right, I've created this. Don't bother about this now. I'll show you. But let's go to my account section and then click promotions and let me refresh. So let's choose a post. And this is the first post there. You can see it's selected by default. If you want to maybe swipe, yeah, you can just swipe and select other ones. But let's leave these at default and then click here to continue. Select where to send people to. Remember, it's just similar to the Facebook one we created. So do you want to send people to your profile, or that's the profile here, your profile will show here, or you want to send people to your website, then they will ask you to impede the website, or the target is to get direct messages. So let's do website. I think that's what you most likely do. So you can put the website address here. All right, and then remember the action button. So what action button is it? To watch more or to learn more, or any of these? So you just set which one works for you. For now, I'll just choose contact us and then click this button to continue. So we've created this. Click here to go to the next step. If you remember when I used my own account to set this up, I showed you how how this how this target stuff work. So like we created all these target audience already. If you want to create your own, then you can just click here to manually create your own targeting options. But these are the ones I already created. And if there's a special requirements like credit, employment, of course none. So we don't want. They want to automatically target people similar to the people following you already. But of course, I have only one follower, so that will not work for me. So you want to maybe create your own audience. You can name the audience. Let's see. New audience here. You can do location to maybe add location. Let's just do Nigeria here. Okay, so Nigeria is added. If maybe local or something, then you can just set that. And we're done. You can now go to interest. Remember the interest thing. So let's say we suggest adding a broad range of interest to cover the largest audience. It's the message is just similar to what they showed us when we used Facebook. So you can target people based on their interests. Let's see what do people like. Um, let's see if we can get something like shopping and fashion, right? So if it's like a shopping brand or a fashion brand, then you may just want to go with this. So select this, and then they also use that to pop up some other things and show you in case you want to select all this. So we don't want. We just set this, and then you can set the age. So let's set it to 40 here, and then I think 24. 24. You can whether you want both male or female or only male. So let's leave it both. And then we've already named our audience here. So I click here now. So it's selected here now. And then we go to the next one. You set your budget. Whether you want to spend $5 daily or you want to increase or go lower. And then the duration, how long the campaign will last. So maximum they have is 30 days here. You can just set anyhow you want. As you're increasing it, of course, it's changing here. So click here and then you're all set. Your estimated reach is this number. Once your promotion starts, you can pause spending at any time. So you have control. You can pause it anytime you want to. And then payments, it's getting this from my Facebook. I already added that. So When you're done, I won't click this button. When you're done, you just click this button, create promotion, and that's all. That's all about creating ads using, using your phone on Facebook. The other one, I'll just close this now. Close connection. Oh yeah, before I close, let me cancel. So I was about showing you that apart from creating ads, apart from creating ads here, clicking the promotions here, you can also directly come here, click the button, click the promote button here, um, and it will skip. Remember, it skips that place where you have to select the post. It's still the same thing, same format. You're still selecting the same thing, but here it's just very direct. So it's already setting this post as what you want to advertise. Uh, I didn't mean to post this, so I'll just delete this. All right, and then I can exit my phone now. All right. So I hope you understand that how to create using phone. The other option is to create using the Facebook Business Manager. We already tried this yesterday, even this morning when we created the ads. But this time, when you finish setting up all these things, setting up whether it's traffic or it's conversion you're tracking or whatever the campaign objective is. When you go to placement, this is not moving because I've not set anything yet. All right. So when you go to placement, it's very simple. You just set manual placement, and then you take this off, you take this off, you take this off, and that's all. So the ad will only run on Instagram now. Everything else applies, the whole setting, configuring all these things. Of course, this is where you actually get more control over everything happening. Like the other one, we could not set how much we want to spend per day. You could not set, how much we want to spend per click. We could not set what the tracking, um, that's what the tracking thing is like. If we are tracking conversion or any of those. But here now we have full control over everything happening here. And then you can also set whether you want the post to show on Instagram stories as well, or whether you want it on Instagram Explore or maybe just on the newsfeed. So you can just check off the ones you don't want and leave the other ones. Everything else applies. You set everything up the way you want, and then you create campaign, and you've successfully created a campaign to run on Instagram. But it's something to note. Um, this Facebook ads guide here. Let me see. You can just search Facebook ads guide, and it will take you to this page. This page shows the format, the screen the image resolutions, that's like the sizes and all that for each campaign. So if you go to, let's say, if the ads you want to run is maybe a video ad, you can, I just clicked video here. You can click here now across all these platforms to see what dimensions you can use for your video ad. So if I go to, let's say, Instagram feed here, then scroll down a little, you can see all these technical things, so aspect ratio, the maximum file size and all that. So this means if you try to upload something that is outside these, it will not work. The ad will not run. And same thing if it's an image. Of course, video kind of works best because like Instagram, everything, like I think maybe over 70% of stuff there are pictures. So if you put a video, and also video, because Instagram, pictures, as I explained earlier, picture will not, when you add too much text, Instagram will shout. Facebook, they are really against having too much text on your post. But when you add maybe like a when you use a video, you can use it to say anything you want and all that. So you can also check the video duration for maybe stories. Let me just explain this. If I go to Instagram stories and I'm to set, so you can see, and I'm to use a video, so you can see the video length must be 1 to 120 seconds. If you go to Instagram feed. It means must be 1 to 120 seconds. So it's still the same. You may just want to check these. It's also here as well. So that's like 2 minutes. I'm not sure if Instagram do play up the 2 minutes video, but it's worth exploring. All right. So with that, Instagram is kind of very simple if you understand how Facebook works. So if you have any question on what we've done so far from setting up Facebook uh, pixel, using it to create campaigns that focuses on tracking those conversions, and then running Instagram ads both on phone and using the Facebook Business Manager. Let me know, else we move on to Quora marketing and see if we can quickly touch LinkedIn. Is there any question? All right, so I think no question. Let's quickly move on to Quora. Quora, Quora.com. Of course, Quora is a very powerful tool. Very, very. So most people use Quora to search and get results for so many things. You know, there's a whole lot of posts. Quora is a place where people just come to ask questions. So even from here, while Facebook is asking what, let me see what Facebook asks. So Facebook is asking what's on your mind, just for you to post some random things. What's up? Quora is asking what is your question or link. So Quora is about asking question and then people coming to answer. So kind of very interactive. So you can see this question here. What's the best mistake you've ever made? And then you can say, okay, all these. Okay, people can upvote, people can share 2.6K likes, I mean comments and all that. So you can just scroll down. So a lot of questions. Everything here is about questions. So why is this nice? So first thing, people come on, when people search on Google. So I can say, let's see, this business. Okay, or let me say business ideas. That's your, okay, maybe that will make you a billionaire. Let's see if Quora pops up. All right. So you can see Quora here. What business ideas make people billionaires? There's a whole lot. So you can see up to like 26 answers and even more results. So you can see so many things here. So most people use, when people search, most times they want to go into all this, like the Quora platform, because it's not just one person giving opinion. There are like so many people who talk there, so many people who comment based on maybe their personal experience or some other things like that. So Quora is very, very powerful. And so when people search, and the way Quora arranges the advertisements, it kind of looks like a very native post, right? So when you see an ad, if you don't even look at it very well, you may not know it's an ad. So you see like this, this is an advertisement. You can see sponsored, but it's kind of still follows the same way. This is a normal post. It's kind of still get displayed the way other posts gets displayed. So you can see this is a normal post, this is another one, and then you scroll down, 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 you can see some other ones. So whenever you see, yeah, this is another one, Jet Brands, download. So what I'll do, I'll just sign out from these accounts, try to use our our new account and see if we can set things up. Okay, let me continue with Google. I have real domain here. Okay, so we are in the normal setup thing. Instagram will, I mean, Quora will ask to set up, or just pick some random. Okay, they need about 7. So just pick 7 random stuff. I may edit this later. Follow 2 more topics to continue. All right, next. Um, all right, so you can let's say this is the last step, so maybe you can follow any of this. It's just so we can continue. So I'm not taking time to check what I really want to follow. I just want to, set up a new account. So we are in now. This is Quora. You can see sponsored. So Quora is very powerful and they have a lot of users as well. So to advertise on Quora, obviously, if it's like there's supposed to be maybe like another course that explains how Quora works, how you can use the native platform. So that's like the normal asking question and getting replies to even boost your business. Because a lot of people when they search and they see maybe you're running a business on maybe human hay, right? And you're coming on Quora to explain a lot of things on what happens, how human hay is produced. So that's if you believe people do go on Google to search how the production of human hay. So you can come here, create a question, how is human hair produced? Or is it okay to use the human hair, or why should I use it? Things like that. And then you give a very detailed answer, and then somewhere down there you can now add a link and say, okay, or maybe to read more about this, click here, or to buy this, then you click here. So you just add a link. People have already read about that thing, and so they think, okay, you are very knowledgeable, you know a lot about it, and so they would want to buy. It's just something very nice to explore. But we just focus on the marketing part. Uh, there's great art here. How I got there, I clicked that button and then it took me here. So create your ad account. Remember again, you need to create ad account. They don't have as much currency as Facebook does. So we leave it at USD. There's my email and then the account name. So let's continue. So you add the business name. Let's see, DM Lane. Your website, dmlane.com. And then you can set your country, Nigeria, industry. Select whatever works. I will go with education. Then create account. In order to receive updates regarding your account, please confirm your email. So they sent an email. I'll confirm that later. But I just want to quickly set up a campaign. We have about 7 minutes more. So I want to quickly set up a campaign. This is campaign for DM Learn. There's create campaign here. There's also create campaign here. And if you have different accounts, you can set it here. So I'll click here now. Create campaign. You can see it's just similar to what we've done. So that's why, it's good when you're learning one. You try to learn it very well, understand it very well, because it's still the same concept that you'll most likely use on different platforms. So we have campaign name here. You can create campaign name, maybe maybe no, tutorial subscription class or campaign. Yeah. We cannot track conversion now because we've not created pixel. Remember I told you Quora also has pixel, even LinkedIn also has pixel. I think Twitter has pixel as well. So we cannot do conversion tracking now. You can see it's inactive. So let's set traffic. If you notice, it was on conversion. It's trying to get the conversion type. It's inactive. As I click traffic, traffic is essentially the traffic, to put your link, and then people click on it. It takes them to the website. But you're not tracking. You're not monitoring any conversion. You're not monitoring what happens with that traffic that Quora sends. So we just go ahead with traffic here. Sends users to your website or to a landing page. If you're advertising an app, for people to install your app, or just an awareness campaign, then you can select all these. But we just go ahead with traffic. Maximum budget, daily maximum budget. So how much you want to spend daily. This is in dollars, remember? So let's do, maybe let's say I want to spend $50 daily. You can set the lifetime budget, but this is optional. So maybe the campaign I want to run should never exceed this amount. I'll just leave it at that. Begin advertising immediately if you want to set it to start immediately, or you want to set the start date and an optional end date. Again, if it starts, I mean, if you don't select this, it doesn't mean that it will just keep running forever and finishing your money. If you use this, then you can always come back anytime and pause the ad if you don't want it to run anymore. So let's click continue. All right. This ad set. Remember the ad set, the way we saw ad set on Facebook, and uh, yeah, on Facebook. So you can create the ad set here. Maybe okay. Let's just go ahead and set this first, and then you'll know what to do. So this is the targeting. Like, who are you targeting? If you're targeting people based on a particular topic, they kind of try to make it very simple here, so you can understand it. They use investing here as a default, like an example, so you can see what option you can use. There's also the option here for bulk ad, or if you want to target people based on the keywords. If you click here, you can see example of keywords that people do use. There's a broad match, there's a keyword match. I mean, there's a broad match here, and then there's a phrase match. I think when we get on Google Ads, I'll really take time to explain these keywords, because we have I think we have yeah, there's keyword research. So I'll explain all that. But for now, we'll just go with something very simple. Or if you want to target people maybe based on a particular question, show ads near specific questions. So if you are running, let's say a food delivery campaign. Maybe you own a website that delivers food to people, and people do come to research on food things. You may want to use a question that relates to maybe something. You may want to use this option, and then type something here that relates to something about food, right? So what kind of food should I eat today? Just anything that will take people around that area. Or if it's to be maybe if you're running a business that sells maybe like wedding planning stuff, then you can just ask question about how to plan my wedding, something like that. So it means when somebody comes to the site and searches how to plan my wedding, then as they're scrolling down, they'll see your ads that kind of best explains or give them options that you are a wedding planner or you sell wedding things, so they can go ahead with that. So you just choose whatever works for you. There's also the audience targeting, or you've not created an audience yet, so you can create a new audience, but I'm not sure this will work because we've not defined this yet. So let's just leave this first. And then there's the behavioral targeting, to target people based on their behavior, keyword history, question history. That's the way they do use Quora. So Quora gets all those data and tries to give it to you based on people's previous use of the platform. And then broad targeting. We just want them to show our ads widely across Quora to maximize potential impression. So show the ads to everybody as much as possible. You can just go ahead with that. And by the way, let's click this create audience to see what happens. Website traffic lookalike like link match. Let me see. Oh, okay. So name, you define the name, and then maybe all the traffic, all visitors on the website, or visitors to specific pages of the website, and then you want to add just the way we saw on during the conversion setting. So you may want to set these and then create your audience. But this kind of work goes for when you are remarketing, and of course we will still get to that. So I hope you understand this. And let's say food. Let me see. Oh, let me see if I can see something like e-commerce. E-commerce, yeah, maybe. Or let's say, okay, I think this is the best example for me. Digital marketing, because assuming I'm showing digital marketing stuff, so I want to target people who maybe are researching on digital marketing, and it also gives these options. So you can click on any of this, maybe online advertising. You can add whatever works. Instagram, Quora is actually very broad. And then there's the location here where you can set location. You can also choose to locations to exclude. You can also bulk add, but let's do I'll just do Nigeria here. You can target people in Lagos, any city you want. And then platforms. You can target people based on maybe desktop devices or mobile devices. Mobile platform, if they are iOS users or Android users, it's 12 already. Um, all browsers, or maybe there are specific browsers like Chrome, all these. So let's just set all browsers. And then email targeting. Include my emails in the Quora Digest email. Let's see what these is. Your ads will appear in desktop and mobile digest emails sent to registered Quora users. So Quora do send emails to people, so they're now saying that maybe your ads can also display there to people. So if you select this, it will display as well. If you deselect, then it will now go. Demographics targeting. So to target all gender or maybe specific gender. And then by ticking this box, I agree that I'm not using these to violate any of their policies. You can just read that. So we leave it at all gender. Then exclude questions. So if it's like a question thing, you may want to, exclude questions that related to a particular maybe like you may want to exclude traffic that has to do with a particular question. So maybe if you are selling maybe if it's a how do I say this? Trying to get a better example. Okay, so like digital marketing, right? I can say, okay, I'm I'm advertising and targeting people who are researching digital marketing, and I don't want to spend time or spend my money advertising to people who are researching on how to make beer, you know, or how to cook a deacon con soup, or something like that. So I just want to focus on people who are researching on digital marketing. So you may want to add all those questions to exclude the traffic. So it means don't show my ads to these people. Or you can create an audience, just the way we saw here. So you can create an audience and then you can select it here if you've created, and your ads will not show to those people. Then you can set a bit. You can optimize for clicks or impressions. So let's optimize for clicks. For clicks is they will try to get as many clicks as possible. For impressions is they will try to get as many impressions as possible. So impression is when people see the ad. So they will try to get many people to see it. But it doesn't matter if they click or not. And then description, optimize your ads for traffic to your website or landing page. Then there's the cost per click here. Remember, this is a CPC platform. So like how much do you want to spend per click? They suggested $0.06 here. So you can convert that to know how much it is in Naira. Maybe let's just go ahead with what they suggested. And let's see if we have set everything. Your ad set contains error that must be fixed in order to continue. So let's go up. Oh, we didn't get the name. Maybe digital marketing Nigeria. Okay, I think this should almost be the last. Remember we created the ad set and then there's the ad area here. So you can create the ad, whether it's image or it's just text, or you want to promote an answer. So if maybe you've answered a question already and want to promote that answer, remember Quora is about question and answer. So you can select these. Else, maybe you'll just go ahead with text. I mean with image. Let me see if I can upload an image from here. First, DMLN. I'm not sure if this image will work, but it should be 600 by this. Okay, it works. So you can see what your art will look like here, and then you can add maybe headline sentence here. Sorry, headline sentence, and then you can add the body. Fix it by applying the suggested change. Let's see the suggested change they're giving to us. Oh, okay. They say you should add dots to the end of sentence. So this, all right. So it kind of tries to, guide you to create a successful campaign. And then the call to action button. I'm sure by now you're familiar with the call to action button. So what button do you want people to see? You select that, and then this is the image we uploaded. So what's the landing page? Again, dmlen.magadi.com. So this is how the art will look like. You can change your logo here if you have a logo, but I think mostly when you change the logo, they want to verify. Let's see if it will work. Um, Something went wrong. Failed to upload selected logo. I'll try to upload a logo later. But yeah, so that's it. This is what the Quora art will look like. And then let's see if there's no error here. Recruits. Let's just say add one. Enter valid logo. So that means we need to add a logo before we can continue. And I'm not sure why it's not adding. Let me cancel this and try one more time. I don't know. Probably network is bad, or maybe I need to verify my email. But from this step, it's very simple. Once you click continue, it checks, and then I think the next thing it will ask for billing. Billing details, you add your card, and then your ad goes for review. Same thing with Facebook. Facebook, when you create an ad, it goes for review. So if you're able to add a picture now, our profile picture, this is a new page. Maybe I need to add profile picture from the other end or something. So it doesn't have a profile picture because, of course, it also helps when the ad is running. People know who is, which company is behind the ad. So that's it. About Quora. It's very powerful. It also has a pixel. Unfortunately, we're out of time for today. It has a pixel where we can set up install manually. Let me just quickly show you this. Same thing with the other platform. It gives this code where you copy, go paste it in your code, and then it begins to track traffic. So when it starts tracking, that's when you can, you can begin to create some very data-driven audience, and then maybe you create campaigns that focuses on those conversions and all that. So you can. It's worth exploring. Quora is very powerful. So just go ahead, try to set up a Quora account. I click back here. It's showing me the art is not delivering, of course, because we've not even completed the setup. We need to add our logo before we can continue. So you can upload a new art, or if you want to download it, and you can see all the details. But when it starts running, this is the dashboard, what it looks like, where we will see, everything happening on the art. So with that, unfortunately, we're out of time already. We cannot touch the LinkedIn ads now. So let's shift it to next time we have the class and we can cover all that. If you have any question, let me know, please.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
My name is Patricia.
Yeah, hi,
Thanks
Patricia.
for the lessons. Okay, so I want to ask
Mm-hmm.
that concerning the Instagram. So I've been trying to do that promotion stuff even before this class, like
Yeah.
months back. It keeps rejecting my card. I don't know what the problem is. And this is the second time I'm trying to use that card. So I think I read somewhere that if you use an instant card,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be bouncing or not going through. So I don't know if that's the case. But what is the solution? Because even in this lockdown, there's no way for one to get any other card aside the one they have already. What's
Yeah.
the solution?
Okay. Did you attend the first class on Monday?
On Monday,
Yeah.
I think so.
That's when I gave
There was
the introduction about the course and everything. So I kind of, or was it on Monday or Tuesday? I think on Tuesday, I guess.
the very first class.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I said something
yeah.
about virtual card here. That's a problem I do have as well. Most times, they kind of don't allow our our card
So I can use Bata.
yeah, so you can just open this Bata, set up account
I
there.
have Bata. I have Bata.
Yeah, so you use it. It's fine. I've used that to run very heavy campaigns. I just found
Oh,
the Bata card because it generates a US card for you with US details and everything. So you just use that
I know.
to
I
run.
have 4 cards. So I've not tried it, but I'll try it now.
All right, just try and let me know if it works.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.